Good morning. This is Megan Herbst with your conservation report for Saturday, January 18th. I'm happy to say that January is already halfway over, and what more timely thing to discuss than ice safety? So that's the first thing that I want to talk about this morning, since a lot of people are hitting the ice for recreation this winter. There are a lot of fishing tournaments taking place, and so the following information is taken from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources website. No ice is ever 100% safe. You can't judge the strength of ice just by its appearance, age, thickness, temperature, or whether or not the ice is covered with snow. Strength is based on all of these factors, plus the depth of the water under the ice, the size of the water body, water chemistry and currents, the distribution of the load on the ice, and local climatic conditions. Did you know that new ice is usually stronger than old ice? 4 inches of clear, newly formed ice may support one person on foot, while a foot or more of old, partially thawed ice may not. Ice seldom freezes uniformly. It may be thick, 1 foot thick in one location, and then only just an inch or two a few feet away. Ice formed over flowing waters and currents is often dangerous, and this is especially true near streams, bridges, and culverts. Also, the ice on the outside of a river bend is usually weaker due to the undermining effects of the faster current. The insulating effect of snow does slow down the freezing process. The extra weight also reduces how much weight the ice sheet can support. Also, ice near shore can be weaker than ice that is further out. And booming and cracking isn't necessarily a dangerous thing. It only means that ice is expanding and contracting as the temperature changes. Schools of fish or flocks of waterfowl can also adversely affect the relative safety of ice. The movement of fish can bring warm water up from the bottom of the lake, and in the past, this has opened up holes in the ice, causing snowmobiles and cars to break through. Every year, unexpected falls through newly formed ice lead to tragedy. Of the 6 fatalities in 2017, 5 occurred during the early ice seasons of late November and early December. The DNR recommends that in addition to checking the conditions locally and being prepared with an ice safety kit, anyone recreating on hard water should wear a life jacket. It's the one piece of equipment that increases your odds of not drowning from cold water shock, hypothermia, or exhaustion should you fall through the ice. A fall into extremely cold water can incapacitate you in seconds. In 2018, all of the fatalities that occurred while on the ice were victims of an ATV or snowmobile accident. The extra weight of an ATV, especially the popular side-by-side styles, and snowmobiles need to be considered when calculating how much ice is needed to support the machine's gear and passengers. Another big problem that seems to be creeping up and getting worse as years go on is the amount of garbage that has been seen on the lakes. And according to the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, the annual problem is getting worse. Ice anglers are leaving their trash behind when they head for shore, and it's one of the most common complaints that conservation officers receive during the winter months. There's a simple solution. If you brought it with you onto the ice, pack it with you when you leave. There's no excuse for leaving anything but an impression when you leave the lake. Secondly, this morning I want to discuss the upcoming Nitrogen Smart workshops that will be taking place this winter across Minnesota. Nitrogen Smart is an educational program for producers that presents fundamentals for maximizing economic return on nitrogen investments while minimizing nitrogen losses. The Nitrogen Smart trainings are presented by the University of Minnesota Extension, they're funded by Minnesota corn growers, and they're hosted by the Minnesota Agriculture Water Resource Center. Pre-registration is not required, and there is no registration fee. Each workshop offers a morning and afternoon session. The morning Nitrogen Smart Fundamentals sessions deliver high-quality research-based educations so that producers can learn sources of nitrogen for crops, how nitrogen is lost from soil and how you can reduce losses, how to manage nitrogen and drainage systems, what the nutrient reduction strategy and nitrogen fertilizer management plans mean for Minnesota producers, and practices to refine nitrogen management, including split applications, alternative N fertilizers, soil and tissue testing, and N models. And then in the afternoon, there is an advanced Nitrogen Smart session that is available for those returning participants or for people that have attended a course in the past. So basically, the morning session is going to be for beginners. The afternoon session is going to be for people that have already had the course and are returning for more information. Locally, there will be workshops held at the Little Falls Area Chamber of Commerce on Tuesday, February 11th, in Annandale at St. John's Lutheran Church on Friday, February 28th, and at the Wilmer Conference Center in Wilmer on Monday, March 2nd. And that's about it for me. If you have any questions about any of the topics I covered today, or if you're interested in implementing conservation practices on your property, please feel free to contact the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District at 320-251-7800 extension 3. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend and have a wonderful rest of your winter. This has been Megan Herbst with your Conservation Report.